So Marvel's was an unquestionable flop. Everybody knew it would be an unquestionable flop. Everybody knew it was getting a sequel because it was pushing intersectionalism and DEI-ism. They hired Nia DaCosta, who had done one remake of really mid-tier fucking horror franchise, and I didn't see it. I don't care. Candyman. And somehow she got a Marvel movie. Somehow, inexplicably, Captain Marvel made $1 billion, even though it was sandwiched between the two most anticipated sequels of all time. We all know the story. And we all know Nia DaCosta didn't come back for some of the reshoots and for some of the editing. So she's talking now. Nia DaCosta says her 28 years later sequel has something the Marvels didn't. A really solid script.
Pressing X to doubt.
Yeah, that's about that one.
Okay. Didn't Nia DaCosta co-write the Marvels?
I don't know. I'll check.
She was the director. There is no fucking way that her influence wasn't all over that movie.
Yeah.
Of course, you need to distance yourself from it now because it's been enough time, and it was. Is it the worst flop of the MCU? It is, right?
Yes. 100%.
Yes. Writer Nia DaCosta, Megan McDonnell, and Eliza Karasik.
So let's scroll back up to that headline once again, because I need to reread it with that context. Nia DaCosta says her 28 years later sequel has something the Marvels didn't. A really solid script. You just told on yourself. Because somebody else wrote the script 28 years later. A white man.
Winning.
Disney needed someone to blame for the Marvels, the MCU's most disastrous outing to date, and Nia DaCosta became the easy target. I mean, she did write and co-direct it. They did give her every opportunity. I'm not here to defend Kevin Feige because she was obviously cast as a director and not hired as a director. And they gave her what, $200 million as? It was 225, 250.
Yeah, it was a bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this movie cost as much as Superman.
No.
I'm just kidding.
It was technically 270 million.
Mm-hmm. That's
budget.
That's production budget, not marketing.
Not marketing, just production. The marketing, remember, was a YouTube stream of cats.
It was great. It was so good.
Those were the days. Now, 2 years later, DaCosta, speaking at the Edinburgh Film Festival, took a swipe back, comparing her wonderful, in quotes, experience shooting the upcoming 28 years later, The Bone Temple, to her other films. Her two other films. her huge pedigree that I'm sure she's gotten based 100% on her skill and not because of her skin color. One of the issues I had with Candyman and Marvels was the lack of a really solid script. Those are the only two movies you've worked on, which is always gonna just wreak havoc on the whole process. See who wrote the script for could you check on who wrote the script for Candyman?
Already on it, and it was written by Jordan Peele.
Whoa.
Nia DaCosta.
Oh, no.
Why does she keep shit on herself?
And Win Rosenfeld.
Oh, no.
I've heard of self-hatred, but she's taken it to a whole new level here.
Take it easy on yourself, Nia. Okay, really just take this opportunity you've been given because you're a DEI hire and try to run with it. You don't need to shit on yourself. Man. She's been consistent in saying that the version of the Marvel audiences saw was not the movie she pitched or shot. Oh, this is interesting. It was interesting because there was a certain point when I was like, okay, this isn't going to be the movie I had pitched or even the first version of the movie that I had shot. It's hard to argue with her. The Marvels will forever be remembered as one of the MCU's biggest bombs, burning it at an estimate 300 million in losses. A film dragged down by endless rewrites and reshoots, a bizarre fate given to that 2019's Marvels Captain Marvel cleared $1 billion with these.
Not a bizarre fate at all.
That's a lot of bizarre things. That's a lot of bizarre things. And can I be the first to say, release the DaCosta cut?
Absolutely. Let's be honest, right? If the Marvels had made $2 billion at the box office, she wouldn't be saying any of this. She'd be like, "It's my film, 100% my film. Yes, it was great, and I own it."
Yes, 100%. If it was even partially successful, she'd be saying, "This was my film. I did it."
Of course.
That's how every Marvel film is made. That's why they can't get good directors anymore, and they're getting TV people because they're produced. They're not created. These people.
Look at the people like Edgar Wright who exit out of frustration with how the artistic balance works. She obviously didn't, and she stayed, and then she complained way later once it had like failed. Whedon, right, had access to the next 2 Avengers films, said no because he didn't like how Age of Ultron went, which was a success.
Doctor Strange director left.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name right now, but he bailed.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
because he wanted to make more of a horror Doctor Strange. Would have been fucking awesome. I love Sam Raimi. He was picked up as a hired gun, and he did a terrible job.
Yeah, you're talking about Scott Derrickson, right?
Scott Derrickson, yes.
He had an idea or a set of plans for what the sequel would be and got tossed, and then Sam Raimi was brought in to, complete the job.
They didn't even talk to Kenneth Branagh. They just let him go. He said, I never heard from him again.
Stupid.
He did a great job.
No, I mean, the MCU's history with how it treats directors is insane. We've talked forever now about how it's not about picking artists to express, particular stories in their own styles. It's literally just their names, or if they're just willing to do everything they're told.
Yeah. That's what makes slop. Because we're in the era of slop. That's what that's undoubtable. I didn't come up with that. Many people have been talking about it, but this is what happens when the film, at least, God, this is not a compliment. Let me preface this. At least when they were being woke, they had a focus. Their focus was being woke. It was still shit. But now they realize that woke doesn't sell. DEI doesn't sell. Having the message, whatever we want to call it, doesn't sell. And they're trying to fix it on the fly. Again, we've seen it this year. They've edited woke shit out of Captain African American. They edited stuff out of Snow White. There's actually a worse version of both of those movies out there that I want to see, actually. They really dialed it down with Thunderbolts. I don't think they edited it out. I think they actually went into that movie like trying to dial it down. Still girl bossy as hell. We're seeing that effect, and it comes up like slop because they don't know what to do. They have been so disconnected with the audience. Now they're finally at the point where they're questioning themselves, when they're done. Basically, I don't want to use a Titanic reference. They're so fucking overused. But I mean, the ship is sinking. And they don't even know how to go. And it goes back to, they don't know what a hero is. They don't know how to tell a heroic story. And every message they have gotten from the public with successful movies like Top Gun Maverick, Spider-Man No Way Home, Oppenheimer, even fucking Barbie, they get the wrong message. What was the message they got, Mahler, from No Way Home? Cameos.
Well, we got Deadpool Wolverine out of it.
Yeah, and that was successful. And they're like, let's do more cameos. But people are really
get Doomsday out of it, yeah.
And it's going to be diminished as it goes down. So they learned all the wrong lessons. They bypassed all the great comic books to adapt newer characters. They rushed to introduce more female characters. They rushed to introduce America Chavez. We got fucking Sana Amanat on the fucking press tour for Daredevil. Like, they're they're clueless. They're stupid. I think people are now starting to realize it. So you're seeing the people from the outer edges of Marvel who are being fired now talking shit, which they would never do 3 years ago. So we see Bo DeMeo doing it. We see Rob Liefeld do it. We know they both have axes to grind. And now she's doing it. And maybe more will do it. And I'm here for it. I'm all here for it.
28 years didn't do great. It didn't. It didn't do great at all. What was its budget? Its budget was 60. It brought in around about, what was it, about 150? So it was, you sort of, the marketing's not going to be as high as it. It probably worked out a small profit. It'll do better in, 150 million worldwide. budget, I think, of around about 60 million. So it probably irked out just a tiny profit. It'll get some more in Blu-rays, but going into a sequel, Law of Diminishing Returns, especially not off a hot start. Good luck, Nia. Good luck. I mean, I say good luck. It's not good luck. It's go fuck yourself, because you don't deserve to be there. You've not done a single solitary thing to earn your place there. Not one.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.